तो हेलो गाइस, कैसे हो आप सब। आप देख रहे हो हॉगवर्ट्स लीगेसी। अब इससे पहले कि आप मुझे कुछ बोल दे, मैं आपको बोलना चाहता हूँ कि हाँ, हम ब्लैक मिथ वुकोंग ही लगाने वाले थे आज भी। लेकिन बात ये हो गई कि आज ब्लैक मिथ वुकोंग का अपडेट आ गया गाइस। अगर आप खुद भी गेम प्ले खेल रहे हो, वो भी नेटवर्क कनेक्शन के साथ, तो ब्लैक मिथ वुकोंग का अपडेट आ गया है। उसमें उन्होंने काफ़ी सारे जो कि कैचेस थे और गेम क्रैश हो रही थी, कहीं पे बग मार रही थी गेम, उन्होंने उन सबको क्लियर कर दिया है। अब बात ऐसी हो गई कि हमने तो गेम प्ले अपडेट नहीं की थी और मुझे किसी अपडेट के बारे में मालूम नहीं था ब्लैक मिथ वुकोंग के, तो मैंने अपडेट को लगाई भी नहीं। अभी मैंने शुरू करने की कोशिश की तो लग गई अपडेट पे, और अपडेट है ऑलमोस्ट 77 GB का। तो मैंने सोचा क्यों ना हॉगवर्ट्स लीगेसी कर लो। वैसे भी हमने आधे में ही छोड़ दी थी ब्लैक मिथ वुकोंग की वजह से। और पर्सनली मैं भी हॉगवर्ट्स लीगेसी को मिस कर रहा था, क्योंकि काफ़ी बढ़िया स्टोरी ये भी रही है, हमारा गेम प्ले भी काफ़ी बढ़िया रहा है। और इसके अलावा अगर आपने हमारे गेम प्लेस देखे तो कई कई जगह पे गेम की आवाज़ चली जा रही थी, कई कई जगह पे गेम लैग हो रही थी। तो मुझे भी ऐसा लग रहा था, लेकिन मैंने ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं कहा। तो फाइनली ब्लैक मिथ वुकोंग अपडेट हो रही है, लेकिन अपडेट से पहले मुझे लगता है हमें उसे अपडेट हो देना चाहिए। और हम हमारा टाइम क्यों वेस्ट करें, तो हम आज का गेम प्ले हॉगवर्ट्स लीगेसी के साथ करेंगे। तो जो भी हमारे हॉगवर्ट्स लीगेसी वाले मित्र हैं, ये खास उनके लिए एपिसोड रहेगा। अच्छा लंबा एपिसोड करेंगे, 3-4 घंटे का, आई होप। और तो बिना देरी के गेम प्ले शुरू करते हैं। लेकिन शुरू करने से पहले आपको बता दूं कि गेम प्ले के दौरान कम से कम बातें करूंगा, कम से कम कमेंट्री करूंगा, क्योंकि आपको अनइंटरप्टेड सीमलेस गेमिंग एक्सपीरियंस मिले। उसके अलावा अगर मुझे ऐसा लगे कि कुछ रुक के बताना ज़रूरी है, तो 2-5 सेकंड में झटपट बता के आपको सीधा गेम प्ले पर फिर से ले लूँगा। तो चलिए गाइस, गेम प्ले शुरू करते हैं।
Oh, good, you're safe.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she all right?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's all right. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago.
Why would snidgets be valuable to poachers?
They could make more money with snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. The golden snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit.
Where exactly are these snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations.
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much as...
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the snidgets protected at all costs.
Centaurs aren't known for being the friendliest lot. Especially not with wizard kind, and not right now.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
Revelio.
तो गाइस, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मतलब हॉगवर्ट्स लेगेसी हम अभी काफ़ी दिनों के बाद खेल रहे हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि कुछ एक मतलब काफ़ी सारे साइड क्वेस्ट हमारे पास अवेलेबल है, और मैंने कंट्रोल्स भी मतलब ब्लैक मिथ वुकोंग के ऐसे सेट किए थे कि हम हॉगवर्ट्स लेगेसी पर जब वापस आएंगे तो ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा सा गेम के साथ फिर से अटैचमेंट होने के लिए हम पहले 2-3 साइड क्वेस्ट कर लेंगे। अभी मैं बोलते हैं बेसिस फॉर ब्लैकमेल और किडनैप कैबेज और ट्रोल कंट्रोल, ऐसे 2-3 कर लेंगे, फिर हम सीधा द हेडमास्टर स्पीक्स पर जाएंगे मेन क्वेस्ट की तरफ। बाद में चेंज भी हो सकता है, लेकिन फ़िलहाल तो मेरा प्लान ये है, तो अभी हम ए बेसिस फॉर ब्लैकमेल क्वेस्ट कर लेते हैं। तो गाइस बने रहिएगा।
Hello. Are you here for Summoner's Court?
That I am. Don't expect to be as lucky here as you were in Crossed Wands. Speaking of which, care to play a match?
Of course, Charlotte.
Then may the best summoner win. Precisely as planned. Sting me with a billywig. I'll never top that. Accio!
तो गाइस अभी भी हम काफ़ी अच्छी तरह से स्पेल्स कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं, तो कोई ज़्यादा टेंशन की बात नहीं है।
Precisely as planned.
Accio!
Nice technique. Accio! Precisely as planned.
Accio!
Well, you are good. I'm not too proud to admit when I've lost. Where did you learn to play like that?
I practice as much as I can.
Practice, eh? I suppose I could try that. Well, you've only one opponent left now. I won't say more than that, but let's just say he's the best for a reason.
गाइस जब आखिरी बॉल उन दो पिलर्स पे बाउंस हो गया था तो मुझे लगा कि शायद हम समनर्स को हार जाएंगे, क्योंकि हम अभी तक हारे नहीं है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हुआ। कोई बात नहीं गाइस, अभी हम आगे बढ़ते हैं।
Revelio! Likely this astronomy table will be best used when it's dark. Revelio!
I think I know how and where to approach the centaurs about protecting the Snidgets. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle met. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Good thing the Ministry banned underage sorcery.
I wish I'd paid more attention.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Too busy with fizzing whiskies, if you ask me.
Sir, Mr. Rapes, Miss Rapes, we do hope you will reconsider helping us with our banking needs. We have given you ample time to reach a decision on your own, but we are begging to lose our patience. We know your husband would appreciate it if you were to see the value in our working together. Shall we expect a response by week's end? Best to keep this between us if you... if you best to keep this between us if you understand our meaning. तो गाइस, अभी हमने मिस रेप्स के साथ जो भी बात की है उस पे हमें ये पता चलता है कि इनके हस्बैंड जो है इनको किडनैप कर लिया है हार्लो और उनके साथियों ने। तो उसी वजह से हमें इनसे यही इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए थी। तो कोई बात नहीं गाइस, अभी हम आगे बढ़ते हैं।
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends. Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it out for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Oh, tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty. It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there. Natty must be around here somewhere. Revelio. Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Revelio.
Oh, that's what the authorities are for,
गाइस
they say.
ये एनपीसी तो हमारे कैरेक्टर की तरह ही दिखता है।
If it thinks it's got half a chance, a werewolf would be on you like no troubles to dossier.
ये एनपीसी तो काफी हद तक हमारे कैरेक्टर की तरह दिखता है गाइस। ये जो कुर्सी पे बैठा हुआ एनपीसी मैं आपको एक बार दिखा देता हूँ। ये देखिए गाइस, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट सेम ही है, हेयर स्टाइल वगैरह सब कुछ। ये तो सिंक्रोनाइजेशन हो गया, ग्लिच। कोई बात नहीं, आगे बढ़ते हैं गाइस।
Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Accio. Revelio. Accio. A hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. Revelio. I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
Patrol. Let's finish this job and be done with it. Waste of it. Not good at work. Using that girl as bait. Someone's coming for her. We ought to just kill her. Only a Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here.
Revelio.
It might have gone more to plan if you'd paid attention to instructions. Cleaning your ears out might be a good start. I swear they're full of...
I ought to pay that pretty little shopkeeper in Bagan Tige a visit.
Lumos.
Oh, you're wasting your time with her.
I've seen her show more affection to a Horcrux. I don't want to work with goblins. Not now. Not ever. Rookwood's not now. I've raided Rockford more times than I can count. They're incapable of defending themselves. I was proud if I get mixed up in this, doing Rookwood's work for it. Hey! Everyone in Upper Hogsfield shudders when they see me, and rightfully so. I've had enough of Fellcroft. Hope I never have to see it again.
We may be working with the goblins.
Aye.
Oh, I fancy it's time we found a new unsuspecting trader around these parts, don't you?
गाइस मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे शायद हमें अटैक चालू कर देना चाहिए। काफ़ी लोग हैं लेकिन हमें जिस स्पॉट पे जाना है वहाँ पे हम छुपते छुपाते नहीं जा सकते, तो पहला अटैक हम शायद
I've robbed
उस
every traveling vendor that's passed through here. They never see it coming.
वो जो औरत है पहला अटैक हम शायद उसी पे करेंगे और अनफॉरगिवेबल कर से करेंगे। तो गाइस मैं शुरू करता हूँ।
It's about time Rookwood took control. He doesn't need Ranrock.
Oi!
I make it to Hogsmeade later. Stir up some trouble. They need to be reminded that we're still running things. Lower Hogsfield needs some stops at the hour.
What takes one of my own magnificent elements? Production! Fight back! Production! You'll feel that tomorrow. I'll watch the light out of your eyes.
Ha! You're easier to spot than an eruption.
Let the show.
How dare you do such foolery?
Oi!
Revelio.
Hey!
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back. Revelio. Revelio.
Hey.
Otto Tipple's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it. Revelio. Accio. Accio. Revelio.
Hey.
Revelio.
What?
Revelio.
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives. Could do worse than Peter Pan Ford. Shopkeepers.
Revelio.
Shelf full.
That's mine. What are your thoughts on electricity? Leviosa. Expulso. Might want to look up. Expulso. Death from above.
Revelio. Revelio. Natty must be here somewhere. Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio. Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Revelio.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Revelio.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow once and for all.
तो गाइस काफ़ी बढ़िया क्वेस्ट थी वैसे तो, लेकिन अगर आपने हमारे अटैक देखा है तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल तो हो रहा है क्योंकि काफ़ी दिनों से खेले नहीं थे, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, अभी मतलब फिर से सेट होने भी लगा है।
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us. We shall have no further discussion on this. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
तो गाइस अभी अभी हमने ये क्वेस्ट साइड क्वेस्ट तो कंप्लीट किए, लेकिन मुझे लगता है अगली क्वेस्ट की तरफ बढ़ने से पहले शायद हम हमारे अपनी शॉप में जाके हमारे जो एक्सेस आइटम्स है गेयर्स उनको सेल करेंगे। फिर आगे बताऊंगा कि हम कौन सी क्वेस्ट करेंगे, साइड क्वेस्ट करेंगे या फिर कौन सी करेंगे।
The Ashwinders have ceased pestering me. I suspect that's your doing. Thank you from me and Rosie both. We're just leaving for our honeymoon, after we tell Mr. Hill of our recent marriage. Wish me luck.
Revelio.
That's what my mother always said. I work hard, and may your generosity help me afford this rather exotic snake contraption. Very Salazar, isn't it?
Revelio.
What are you up to now?
It is wonderful to see you back here. Penny wishes you safe and wondrous travels.
Revelio.
Hello again. Wonderful to see you. As before, I've arranged a special price on the broom upgrade for you. You'll be thrilled with that broom, I promise you. you're all set with the new upgrade. I can't wait to hear what you think. This may sound presumptuous, but...
You'd like me to report back with even more flight details.
You know me well. I feel I'm almost there. I just think I can improve broom flight a bit more. Miss Ray's is running a time trial at the South Coast course. Not ideal, really, what with rumours of Ranrock's lot and Ashwinders infiltrating the place. However, if you're flying high above them, you should be all right, I think.
I'm not worried, Mr. Weeks. I'll see if I can find Imelda.
I hope you are able to complete these trials. I have a feeling this final upgrade is going to be a sweeping success. Do be careful, of course. I shall look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to our next meeting.
Revelio.
तो गाइस ये क्वेस्ट बाद में करेंगे। पहले मैं एक बार हमारे पास जो पहले अवेलेबल क्वेस्ट थे वो देखता हूँ और शायद उनमें से कोई एक और साइड क्वेस्ट करेंगे।
Revelio. Perhaps I could test out my new upgrade on the way. Aloha, Mora. Revelio.
Come on in. Don't be shy.
You can stop by any...
Since you saved Mr. Rabe and I from the Ashwinders, we have come so far. We should discuss the next steps in our plan to stop Harlow.
Revelio.
Ready for a little change in fashion, are we? Plenty to choose from here, so take your time. I'd say that looks as if it was made for you. I'd say that looks as if it was made for you. I've heard that our dear Clementine drew you into her butterfly escapades. Unusual girl. Still, it takes all sorts. I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
Revelio. Arresto momentum. Revelio.
तो गाइस शायद अभी हमने जो हमारा ब्रूम अपग्रेड किया है इससे हम थोड़े ऊपर पानी हम ज़मीन से या फिर पानी से थोड़ा ऊपर रह कर भी हमारे ब्रूम को नॉन स्टॉप फास्ट स्पीड पे यूज़ कर सकते हैं। ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है क्योंकि पहले जब इस अपग्रेड से पहले जब हम हमारा ब्रूम इस्तेमाल करते थे तो ब्रूम को थोड़ा सा ज़मीन के ज़्यादा पास रखना पड़ता था, अभी वो कुछ ऊपर लग रहा है। तो कोई बात नहीं गाइस, अभी हम आगे बढ़ते हैं।
Revelio. Revelio.
Bombarda.
Revelio. Revelio.
Bombarda. Depulso.
Revelio. Revelio. I should investigate. Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
What does it matter if they're still alive? Concentrate on the spoils we'll be leaving with.
Revelio.
Bombarda.
Revelio. That crate of Chinese chomping cabbages is somewhere in this camp.
Come out before I find you.
Levioso!
This isn't a fair fight!
Levioso!
Is this your best friend? What is this?
Levioso.
I heard something.
Bring down. Imperial.
Toyed with.
Depulso.
Look what you've done! They come after me, they'll rest in 10 graves. Afraid to take a hit, are you?
Defender! Expelliarmus! Accio! Revelio! That's one crate in hand. I only need one more. Confringo! Levioso! Descendo! Revelio! What do you have in store for me this time? Revelio! Aloha Mora. Glaciers! Professor Howell will never believe this. Revelio. Reparo. Revelio. Reparo. Confringo. Revelio. Reparo. These man trials won't get the best of me. Revelio.
ain't good for much. Not unless you fancy getting horse-boiled clothes. I have a few favourite hunts.
Revelio.
I was only following orders. Leave your accusations in someone else's direction if you can.
Revelio.
No! Nothing over here.
Up for a minute dying, are we?
Revelio.
Those goblins in my family.
I can see why Feldcroft needs help. Ranrock's loyalists are hiding out near Feldcroft. They must have the other crate of Chinese chomping cabbages.
Why is a crap?
Easily diverted.
Are you quite finished?
Bombarda.
I won't rest until you're dead.
I shall have been dead, but this is sad. Really, it is.
Bombarda.
Revelio. That's all the crates of Chinese chomp and cabbages. I'd better go and see Mr. Thistlewood's friend in Feldcroft. Revelio.
Up for it! You won't get it. What's that? I should have been.
You've one less follower, Ranrock. Bombarder. Revelio.
Better things than this so-called thrill.
Revelio. Let's see what's up your sleeve this time, Merlin.
Bombarder!
Revelio.
Bombarder!
Revelio.
Bombarder!
Revelio. An astronomy table. Should prove useful once the sun's down. Knowing a meat, he's likely studied here.
Oh, could do with a nice mushroom stew about now. How nice of you to stop. No!
Hello there. Do you have the special delivery from my dear friend Eddie?
Hello, Mr. Ndi? Eddie Thistlewood sent me.
Yes, he told me to expect you. Do you have the Chinese chomping cabbages?
I have them right here.
Marvelous. This will go a long way towards protecting the hamlet from Ranrock's loyalists. The same foul curs who, I'm willing to guess, intercepted them in the first place, along with Rookwood's lot. Feldcroft owes a debt of gratitude to you and Eddie. Thank you for your help.
Do you have any idea why the goblins are attacking Feldcroft?
No clue. I used to think it was because of its strategic location, but now it's as if they were looking for something. I will admit, however, that I don't know what they could possibly be looking for.
How do you and Eddie know each other?
We met at Hogwarts. Been friends and business associates ever since. I wasn't surprised to get his owl about his Chinese chomping cabbage scheme. He was always one to go out of his way to help another.
You're welcome. Happy to be of assistance.
At last, some reinforcements. Hopefully this is enough to thwart the goblins.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. How can I help you?
What do you have for sale?
Have I mentioned you're welcome to stop by any time?
Revelio.
Aloha Mora.
Revelio.
तो गाइस ये तो सेबेस्टियन का घर है, हम तो मतलब गलती से यहाँ पे आ गए। कोई बात नहीं गाइस, अभी हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। मुझे लगता है पहले हम हॉगवर्ट्स में जाएंगे क्योंकि काफ़ी अनआइडेंटिफाइड गियर्स हमारे पास आ चुके हैं, तो पहले हम उनको आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे। और हमने एक बीस्ट टॉय बॉक्स भी खरीदा है, तो उसे भी हम तीनों विवेरियम्स में लगा देंगे। फिर वहाँ पे डिसाइड करेंगे कि आगे हमें क्या करना है।
Revelio.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
तो गाइस मतलब एक ही बार में हमने हमारे कैरेक्टर को काफ़ी हद तक अब अपग्रेड कर लिया है, मतलब उसके गियर्स को। अभी हम देखते हैं कि कौन सा क्वेस्ट कर लेते हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले एक बार बचे हुए 2 विवेरियम्स में भी मैं चेक करके देखना चाहता हूँ। तो गाइस अभी हम जाके नेटी के साथ बात करेंगे, उसका कोई तो साइड क्वेस्ट आ गया है, फिर उस क्वेस्ट के बाद हम मेन क्वेस्ट की तरफ बढ़ेंगे।
Anyone been into Albie Weeks' shop lately?
The sheer nerve taking them down.
Pardon me, is everything all right?
No, it's not. We only had 2 bells to go, but she just had to go and spoil things.
I'm afraid I don't follow. Who spoiled things? Also, what bells?
Professor Black ordered Mr. Moon to take down the bells in the bell tower. Said they were giving him a headache. Those bells are a part of Hogwarts. I wasn't about to let that happen. So, I asked my friend Adelaide to help me put them back. We've always been a duo of sorts, Adelaide and Evangeline. Addie and Evie. Anyway, it was going swimmingly until Black started asking questions. Then she wasn't comfortable with our rule breaking. Now I'm stuck, unable to tell which bell goes where.
Is it really that important that the bells go back up?
Is it really that important? They're part of the school's history. Those bells likely told a young Merlin that he was running late to Charms, or called Ignatia Wildsmith to dinner. We can't simply fiddle with history. We're meant to be its stewards.
It's certainly an odd decree, even for Black, taking down the bells for a headache.
I agree. I thought it might also have been that they interrupted his hourly naps. That's all he does in his office, you know. But then I heard... Can you keep a secret?
I can.
I heard from Alice, who heard from Ollie, who heard from Eugenia, that it's because the bells reminded him of his wedding day. Breaks out in a sweat every hour on the hour. But mum's the word.
If only 2 bells are left, isn't it fairly easy to tell which goes where?
Easy for you, perhaps. I happen to be tone deaf. Mother likes to say I couldn't carry a tune if it hopped on my back like a chocolate frog. No point putting them back in if they don't sound just as they did before, for the sake of historical accuracy.
Perhaps I could help put the bells back up.
Really? Oh, that would be wonderful. The bells are in the bell tower just above the music room. You're certainly of more help than Adelaide.
I imagine the bells are just inside in the bell tower.
गाइस मुझे लगता है कि हमने ये क्वेस्ट इससे पहले कर ली, मतलब क्वेस्ट शुरू करने से पहले। मुझे याद है एक बार हम उस टावर में गए थे और वहाँ पे 2 बेल्स रखे थे, उनको हमने लगा दिया। इसीलिए अभी आप देख रहे हो तो सीधा रिटर्न टू इवेंजेलिना दिख रहा है, क्योंकि मैंने उसे पहले ही कर दिया था। अगर आपने पहले एपिसोड्स देखे पूरी तरह से तो उसमें आपने देखा होगा कि मैं बिना वजह उन बेल्स को लगा रहा था और मुझे समझ नहीं रहा था कि ऐसा क्यों है। तो मतलब ऐसा भी हो सकता है, ये मुझे समझ आ गया है। मतलब बिना क्वेस्ट शुरू किए हमने क्वेस्ट पूरी कर दिया और अब सिर्फ इससे बात करने तो कर ही लेते हैं क्वेस्ट।
The bells are back up, Evangeline.
Oh, you're a credit to the school. I can't wait to hear them. I can't wait for the headmaster to hear them. I wish I could see his face. Future generations may not truly appreciate what you've done, but I do. And I hope that you do as well. You don't know how much this means for me and for Hogwarts.
Revelio.
In Cross Wands was fantastic.
My fizzing whiz beer is still brewing.
I have been meaning to speak with you.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. But that does not mean that she likes it.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was. Truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
I only speak up in classes where the teacher doesn't conduct housework.
Revelio. Revelio.
I'd like to retire to Hogsmeade. Open a pub.
Look at them! Riding about like they own the place! Madam Kagawa is not going to like this.
तो गाइस अगर आपको याद हो तो सामने वो जो आपको एक स्टूडेंट बैठी हुई दिख रही है, ये उसकी क्वेस्ट है जिसमें उसको मरमेड्स के साथ मतलब जिसमें उसको मरमेड्स ने गिफ्ट दिया था जो वो लेना भूल गई थी। और उसको डर था कि शायद मरमेड्स को ऐसा लगे कि वो उनके गिफ्ट को नकार रही है। तो हम वो ही क्वेस्ट करने जा रहे हैं। इस क्वेस्ट के बाद हम शायद सीधा मेन क्वेस्ट की तरफ जाएंगे।
Did the Mer people really leave Nerida an artifact?
Confringo!
Now then, I'll need you to come with me. Now for the rest of you.
Lumos. Lumos.
What do we have in here then? Nerida will be happy about this.
Revelio.
तो गाइस काफ़ी आसानी से हमने ये क्वेस्ट पूरी कर ली। मुझे लग रहा था कि शायद कोई फाइट वगैरह होगी यहाँ पे, लेकिन नहीं हुई। तो कोई बात नहीं गाइस, अभी हम आगे बढ़ते हैं।
Your gift from the Mer people was exactly where they said it would be.
Oh, that's wonderful news. I was so worried I'd left it too long and they'd seen it as a slight. Our relationship with them is already so tenuous.
Then I'm glad we helped to foster some healthy diplomatic relations.
Merlin's beard. It's marvelous. I'm going to show it to everyone, including the Ministry. Should I hand deliver it or send by owl? Thank you again so much. You may have just helped improve relations between wizard kind and mer people for decades to come. I can't wait to study this.
तो गाइस अभी हम जाते हैं मेन क्वेस्ट की तरफ। मतलब देखते हैं मेन क्वेस्ट में क्या है और उसके बेसिस पर डिसाइड करेंगे कि मेन क्वेस्ट करके आगे बढ़ना है, मेन क्वेस्ट को अगले एपिसोड में करना है, या फिर एक आधा और साइड क्वेस्ट करके आज का एपिसोड एंड करना है। लेकिन पहले मेन क्वेस्ट की तरफ जाएंगे।
My mother is so excited to... How does Garrett's subterranean concoction... Why was the lake
On a slide! You must try it!
I was trapped on the grand staircase for an hour. I'm glad I don't have to...
Revelio.
Leave me be!
Welcome back.
Revelio. Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
Revelio. How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
Like relics.
Revelio.
Now here's Professor Fig. The Keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the port key. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. Very well, you'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's loyal to the headmaster.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't polyjuice potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have polyjuice potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the Ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more. How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
Do you have a moment, Professor? Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets this rather unenviable task.
Chewing with your mouth open? Where are your manners? Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't.
I thought I heard the headmaster approaching.
Gareth! Mr. Weasley! What are you doing here? Don't you have, somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor! Yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago, muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I am watching you, Mr. Weasley. Mr. Redding, who owns Honeydukes, tells me some of his billywig stings recently went missing. Prime potion ingredient. And I know you fancy yourself a skilled potioneer.
What? But, sir, I haven't been anywhere near Honeydukes.
Bah! That's enough from you. Just know that I have eyes and ears everywhere. On your way, Mr. Weasley.
Well, there's one for my diary.
Greetings! I mean, out of my way, children!
Professor Black, how are you, sir?
Mr. Gaunt! Where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes! Mixed with, bubo tuba pus makes a fine, mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
Something is...
I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment from the Ministry.
Professor, a word? Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they're fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
I should think you'd have better things to do with your time. Now, where's my elf?
Good day, Professor. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
What did we do to deserve him as a head?
When I witnessed what passes for magic in these halls, I simply mourn for the future of the wizarding world.
Anything I've been doing?
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Powers should be kept. Headmaster's on the prowl. Something seems a little off with the headmaster.
The only place I'm able to concentrate is in the library.
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or...
Professor, a word, please. Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
Ah, well, yes. He's handling some official ministry business for me.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
A wonderful job. Leeway for Professor Fig. I shall never understand that man.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
Professor Black is happy in Scrope's performance as his house elf. There's no doubt in Scrope's mind.
Ahem. Attention, students. I hereby decree that the Great Hall be forthwith decorated in the noble banners of Gryffindor. I shall be taking no questions at this time, or ever. Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
And now I'm telling you that you can tell me.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
It's pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, but Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pur.
Ha! Thank you. Never speak of this conversation with me or anyone else.
Of course, sir. Scrope shall try his best to keep out of Master's way.
The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight. Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.
तो गाइस आज के लिए इतना ही। आई होप आपको एपिसोड अच्छा लगा हो। अगर आपको एपिसोड अच्छा लगा हो तो लाइक करना, शेयर करना, कमेंट करना और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करना। आपके जो भी सजेशंस है वो कमेंट करना। और अगर अच्छा नहीं लगा तो फिर मत करना लाइक। अगले एपिसोड में इससे ज़्यादा अच्छी कोशिश करूँगा। तो तब तक के लिए बाय बाय फ्रेंड्स। और हमारे हॉगवर्ट्स लीगेसी की सीरीज़ के साथ बने रहिएगा। और इसके साथ ही ब्लैक मैथ वुकोंग भी है, मैं कंटिन्यू करते रहूँगा। आज मैंने नहीं डाला, स्टार्टिंग में ही आपको एक्सप्लेनेशन दे दिया है कि क्यों नहीं डाला। तो ठीक है गाइस, बाय बाय।